As President Donald Trump's administration attempts to ban refugees from entering the U.S., the University of Scranton is working to help the city's refugee community. The university's Refugee Crisis Committee is running a program called the Refugee Friendship Network. The project aims to assist refugees in Scranton with getting acclimated to living in America. Volunteers from the university will be paired with refugee families or individuals for 4 months, serving as a resource, an advocate, and most importantly, a friend. Julie Shoemaker-Cohen is the Director of Community and Government Relations at the university. Her role to strengthen relationships between the university and Scranton.
The Refugee Friendship Network is an outgrowth of the university's Refugee Crisis Committee, and that committee began about a year and a half ago. And I think many on campus are familiar with that, really kind of responding to the call from Pope Francis for Catholic institutions and Catholic individuals and all people of goodwill to respond to the global refugee crisis in generous ways.
The call of Pope Francis is not only to accept refugees, but to integrate them into society.
So we have in Scranton local refugee populations that are being resettled here by Catholic Social Services of the Diocese of Scranton. So we have a unique opportunity to connect, right here with people who are fleeing different, kinds of hardship and war and conflict. So this is an outgrowth of those efforts to actually see how we can make a meaningful impact locally.
It's unclear how many refugees will be involved in the network, but the city of Scranton has a growing population of them. The United States pledged to resettle 110,000 refugees in 2017. Ryan Sheehan at the Jesuit Center said more than 100 refugee families will settle in Scranton this year.
Just this year alone, so not the calendar year, but the fiscal year, they said there's going to be around 109 families being relocated to the Scranton area. Okay. So we don't know how many will actually be, connected to, but hopefully we'll have, some sort of significant impact.
The Refugee Friendship Network stresses 3 main characteristics: accompaniment, advocacy, and empowerment. But how exactly will these factors in the university benefit the refugee families?
Yeah, so that's a good question because it's somewhat nuanced. So we're going to try to offer as much assistance as we can, so to help them get acclimated to completely different cultures. So whether it's helping them with transportation for grocery shopping, even some of the simple things that they obviously can accomplish, just helping them with some assistance, to more complex things like dealing with more complicated banking issues.
Shoemaker-Cohen added that the network will work with refugees to advance in their workplaces and help them to better speak English.
So in my own personal connection with refugees, sometimes it's just to go and visit with them and sit and read stories to their kids in English, and oftentimes the parents are listening in because they're learning English as well. So it's kind of a combination of practical assistance and help, like Ryan mentioned, different things like learning how to use the Coles bus. But then really, the reason why we called it Friendship Network is that we really think that the refugees will benefit from people who are, who have lived here in Scranton, being able to just impart the kind of know-how of being an American, but just also befriending them and being a kind of resource person as they go forward.
Sheehan and Shoemaker-Cohen said that helping refugee families goes along with Ignatian values and Jesuit tradition. The network held 2 information sessions already in March, but Shoemaker-Cohen said there is no specific start date for the program. Faculty and staff of the university are encouraged to join the network, but more and more people outside the university are expressing interest in the program.
The Crisis Committee in general has had a number of different events that's been announced, and people have expressed interest. We actually have even had interest now from the Scranton community, people who are not members of the university community who are seeing that we're doing this and want to get involved. So I think that's a really great sign. This initial effort is really aimed at the university employees, but it's a model that we've taken from other cities and other places. So we hope that it could, once we kind of get it going here in Scranton, other folks and other community groups in the area can also duplicate it.
Most of the refugees come from the Democratic Republic of the Congo and Syria. To volunteer for the Refugee Friendship Network, contact the Jesuit Center or ryan.sheehan@scranton.edu. For Royal News, I'm Luke Krupp.